So we are basically studying A2 accounting, and the topic is budgeting. And you are seeing my YouTube channel, Learn Accounting with Sir Haris. The question of budgeting, we are basically doing cash budget. So this question has come in October, November 2341. This question has come in October, November 2341 from A2 accounting, and cash budget we have to prepare from this particular question. So let's see how we can move on with this. October, November 2341 state two purpose of cash budget. We need to find the cash outflow, inflow of the business. We need to find the actual cash position which is going to come in the future. Either we have to go for a bank overdraft or we have to take a loan from the bank. What amount we need for the investing activities in the future, for the purchase of non-current assets in the future. This all we need actually for, sorry, this is basically the purpose of preparing a cash budget. So we'll start this. P Limited sells one product. Prepare the cash budget for the 3 months period ending on 31st January. The management accountant provided the following information. फाद हमने बजट बनाना है कैश बजट 3 महीने का. कौन सा फाद? नवंबर, दिसंबर, जनवरी है. How come, sir? Because it is given that the period ending on 31st January. So we need November, December and January. Sales, actual sales for September and October is given. And for November, December, January, the sales are also given in the question. P Limited has a markup of 50% on all sales. So 50% of all sales is the markup. So we have to convert the markup into margin. It will be subtracted from sales to get the amount of cost of sales. 10% of sales are on cash basis. The remaining customer pay 2 months after sale. It is estimated that 2% of the trade receivable will be irrecoverable. So there is a new point that 2% of the trade receivable will be irrecoverable, right? 10% of sales are on cash basis. Whatever be the amount of sales, 10% will be cash sale. Remaining 90% will be, they will pay us after 2 months, but 2% will not be, we will not get the amount of 2% because that will become bad debts. All purchases are on credit. P Limited is allowed to pay 2 months after purchase. However, P Limited always pays 1 month after purchase to get a cash discount of 1.5%. It means that purchases are paid in the next month with a discount of 1.5%. That's it. Because we have been given allowed to pay 2 months, but however, P Limited always pays 1. We used to pay after purchase to get a cash 1 month after purchase to get a discount of 1.5%. It is the policy of P Limited to maintain an inventory level at the end of each month sufficient to meet 40% of the sales of the coming month. So we believe that we used to maintain an inventory level of how much? At the end of each month, sufficient to meet 40% of the sales of the coming month. So closing inventory will be 40% of the inventory of the next month. Okay. So let's see. Depreciation and other operating expenses total 131 each month. The other operating expenses are paid in the month in which they are incurred. Plant and equipment are depreciated at the rate of 15% per annum using straight line method. All the plant and equipment were bought 3 years ago for 124,000. And the depreciation is basically using straight line method. The cash at bank on 1st November would be 95,000. So we have to prepare the cash budget for November, December and January. Let's do that. So I will write cash budget. I will write here November, December and January. So let's go for it. So first of all, we need to write the receipts. I will write here receipts, and receipts may obviously you have to write the receipts that you are getting First from cash sale, I will write here cash sales. Cash sales, it is given in the question Fahad, that 10% of the sales are on cash basis. So November sales 3,90,000, 10% are cash sales. We are receiving that in November 39,000, 45,000 and 37,500. So I will write here 39,000, then 45,000. Oh, sorry. And 37,500. Okay. Next. Remaining customers pays 2 months after sale. It is estimated that 2% of the trade receivable will be irrecoverable. So it's not about discount. So we will write here 2 months after sale. We are getting the amount 2 months after sale. So let's see. It means that in November, we are getting the amount from the customer to whom we have sold in September. The September sales, the amount we are getting in November, but that is basically the 90% of the September sales. So let me calculate it for you. 3,60,000. I will do here. 3,60,000 into 90%. How much? And I can multiply it with 98% because 2% will not be recoverable. So you will get the answer 317,520. So 317,520 we are getting 2 months after sale. I will write here 317,520. Okay. Next is the October sales 4 lakh. Sorry, December sales, that is 4,50,000. 10% we have received in cash. We have already recorded that. So the October sales, 90% of October sales is going to receive in December, but after deducting 2% for bad debts. What is the amount of the October sales? 4,20,000. So I will write here 4,20,000 multiplied by 90% multiplied by 98%. You can calculate it that way also. Fahad, you can take 2% and subtract it. You have to do that also sometimes. When you have to write discount allowed, then you have to do that. 370,440. So I will write here 370,440. I will write here also 370,440. Okay. Then November sales, 10% of January will be the cash sale, and 90% of November sales is going to receive from customers in January after 2%, after subtracting 2% bad debts. So that is 3,90,000 multiplied by 90% multiplied by 98%. How much? 343,980. I will write here 343,980. Okay. So let's see any other receipts which we are receiving. Purchases, inventory, depreciation, plant and equipment. That's it. Nothing has been given. So we have to go for the cost of sales. So let's do that. Okay. Next, we have to find the cost of sales first. So let's find the cost of sales. I will write here. Cost of sales. How I will write? September 3,60,000 into 50 over 150, because we have to convert markup into margin first, and then I will subtract the profit from sales to get the amount of cost of sales, right? As we did last time. So I can calculate it. 3,60,000 into 50 over 150. How much it will come? 1,20,000. 3,60,000 minus 1,20,000. 2,40,000. Then 4,20,000 multiplied by 50 over 150, how much it will come? 1,40,000. 4,20,000 minus 1,40,000. 280,000. That is the cost of sales. Then 3,90,000 into 50 divided by 150. 130,000. 3,90,000 minus 1,30,000. 2,60,000. Then for December, 4,50,000 multiplied by 50 over 150, which is the margin. 150,000. And 4,50,000 minus 1,50,000 is 3 lakh. Then in January, 3,75,000. I think that it might not be required. Yes, it might not be required, but we'll do that. 3,75,000 into 50 or 150, how much it will come? And 3,75,000 minus 125,000, 250,000. Okay, so we have found the cost of sales that way, and now we have to go gross profit. We need to calculate, not wrong. We need to gross profit in total for the 3 months, not for a particular month. Let's wait for that. Don't worry. Okay. Okay. Now I'm going to find the cost of sales we have calculated. Now I'm going to find the purchases. So for November, for December, and maybe I need to find the purchases for October also. And maybe January will not be required, but I can write it down. Why? Because of the reason that he has clearly stated that all purchases are on credit. P Limited is allowed to pay 2 months after purchase. However, P Limited pays 1 month after purchase to get a cash discount of 1.5%. So we have to calculate purchases first. It is the policy of the company to maintain an inventory level at the end of each month, not the 100% sales of the next month, which was the point of the last question, not the 25%, sufficient to meet 40% of the sale of the coming month. So that is 40% of the sales of the coming month means that cost of sales of the coming month. The cost of sale for October is 2,40,000. Add closing inventory and less opening inventory. So November cost of sales is how much? 2,80,000. So 2,80,000 into 40%. लिख लेते हैं. अच्छा वो सितंबर की है. Okay, so November cost of sales is October की October cost of sales is 2,80,000 and then 2,60,000 into 40%. That is the closing inventory. 104,000 and the opening inventory is the 2,80,000 into 40%. Because October cost of sales will be the September. 40% of October cost of sales will be the closing inventory of September. And September closing inventory will be the opening inventory of the October. I repeat again, 2,80,000 of 40% of 2,80,000 will be the closing inventory of September. So that is the opening inventory of October. So how much it is going to be? 112,000. So now subtract it. You will get the amount of purchases. 272,000. Next, November cost of sales is 2,60,000. Right? December cost of sales is 3 lakh and January 2,50,000. Because we have already calculated that, so I'm just writing it down just to make you realize, understand what we are basically doing. Okay, let's see. Fareed, it is the policy of P Limited to maintain an inventory level at the end of each month. Yesterday, you were facing the same problem in this question. sufficient to meet the 40% of the sales of the coming month. It means that whatever cost of goods sold needed in the next month, 40% of that cost is the closing inventory of the current month. Means next month cost of sales, 40% of next month cost of sales will be the closing inventory. So November cost of sale is 2,60,000. So the closing inventory 1,04,000. October cost of sale is 2,80,000. So 40% of this is the closing inventory of September and opening inventory of October. So 3 lakh into 40% is 120,000, and the opening inventory I can calculate directly 1,04,000 because it is given. Because the closing inventory of October will become the opening inventory of November, right? But I did it wrong. I need to write the brackets because it needs to be subtracted. Okay. Then 2,50,000 into 40% is 1 lakh. And here opening inventory is going to be 1,20,000. So what is the purchases now for this? 276,000 for November, and for December 280,000. Okay. So now we are basically done with that. So now I can write payments here. This question is much easier than the previous one. That was very difficult. But concept is the same concept. So payments, I will write here 1 month after purchase. वो बाद में लेंगे ना. Okay. So the October sales is supposed to be paid in the November after 1.5% discount. So what I will do, 2,72,000 into 1.5%, and I will subtract it from 272,000. Or we can do fast 2,72,000 multiplied by 98.5. That is also fine. So you can do that multiplied by 98.5%. Here also I will write 98.5%, and also I will write 98.5%. But remember this is not the correct method. I just want to solve it that way. It's fine. But this is not the correct method. Why, sir? I will tell you. You need to find 1.5% separately, because sometimes the examiner used to ask us to find discount received or to prepare trade payable budget. Even trade payable budget manure is not required. Even then, he used to say that what is the total amount of discount received in October, November, and December. So then we have to add them up and we have to find the 1.5%, or we can calculate it directly in the first instance. मतलब पहले निकाल के रखना ना, वो ज्यादा अच्छा होगा. इसलिए ये 98%, 98.5 या 97 मैं इसको फॉलो नहीं करता, ना कहता हूं कि करो, क्योंकि जो डिस्काउंट आप माइनस करते हैं वो मांग लेता हूं मोस्ट ऑफ द टाइम. वो प्रॉब्लम हो जाती है फिर, बिकॉज यू हैव टू कैलकुलेट इट अगेन. जी बताएं क्या आता है जी. डिस्काउंट नहीं डिस्काउंट की जरूरत ही नहीं. 267,920 we will pay in November. Then in December, sorry, 2,860, 275,800. That is the amount of purchases we will pay 1 month after purchase. So we are done with that. We have to calculate the cost of sales. Now you can easily understand, Fareed, that you were of the view, sir, that why we purchases are equal to the November closing inventory. Because in that question, we were asked that closing inventory is the 100% of next month sales. That's why. Otherwise, the solution, the pattern of the solution is the same. वो चेंज नहीं हो रहा, चाहे वो 100% हो, चाहे वो 40% हो, चाहे वो 25% हो. और don't ever try to do it directly. No. मार्क्स की में डायरेक्टली नजर आएगा, आपने नहीं करना, क्योंकि वो तो मसला हो जाएगा आपके लिए. जरा भी चेंज किया उसने. ओके जी, आगे चलते हैं. इसको मिटा रहा हूं मैं, because you don't need that. Depreciation and other operating expenses is 131,000. Plant and equipment are depreciated 15% using straight line method. All plant and equipment were bought 3 years ago for 1,24,000. So calculate it. 1,24,000 into 15%, right? into 1 lakh. I will tell you 1,24,000 into 15% into 3/12, because we need basically rather not 8 minute 1,24,000 into 15% into 1/12. Sorry, 1 month की निकालनी है ना. 155. No, इतनी कम. Sure. Okay. 1,550 is the depreciation. And if you calculate it for the 3 months, then 1,5550 into 3. But we have operating expenses given 131,000 each month. Okay. So other than depreciation, operating expenses are paid in which they are incurred. So I can just write the operating expenses 131,000 minus 1,550. So tell me the amount. 131,000 minus 1,550. 129,450. 129,450. ये भी आ जाएगा 129,450. And the same will come over here. 129,450. Why, sir? Again, see that again. 131,000 is the operating expenses each month, which include depreciation. So depreciation for 1 month is 1,24,000, which is the cost, into 15% is the rate of depreciation per annum straight line method into 1/12. 1 महीने की डेप्रिसिएशन आ गई, वो माइनस कर देंगे तो बाकी एक्सपेंसेस आप पे कर रहे हैं. दैट्स इट. और कुछ दिया ही नहीं हुआ. दिस इज द अदर and easy question. So we'll do this. We can go for the total of this first for the receipts, and then we can go for the total of the payments, and then we can find the net cash. Here is the net cash. Then I am going to write cash at the start, and then I am going to write cash at the end. Okay. What is this? What is the amount of this? 356,520. And here 397,370, and net cash is going to be negative. Negative है ना? 40,800. 40850. Now let's see what is the cash at the start. Cash at the start is 95,000 on 1st November. That is quite enough. 95,000. So cash at the end is how much? How much is cash at the end? 54,150. This will become the cash at the start of the next month or next year, whatever you want to write it down. Okay. Now next, what is the total of this? 415,440. Then the 01,310. Sorry, 4,01,310. Okay. 14. Yes. 14,130. 14,130. 6,828. 6,828 is the total cash at the end. Next again the payments. 405,250. Nice. 2,377. And the cash at the start is again 6,8,280, and cash at the end is going to be. नहीं add on है बेटा, add on है. 2,377 नेगेटिव है. अच्छा ये अमाउंट क्या है टोटल? मैंने देखा ही. 3,8,148. अच्छा 3,8,148. So this is negative actually. Okay, thank you. This is negative. So it means that this amount is also negative. We have a deficit in the last month of January. So 44,510. Right? So we are done with that. Now I have to prepare the income statement. So income statement preparation is very, very easy. That is not difficult at all. Right? You will you have to find the net amount of total sales. So let me do it for you. Just a minute. I will write the sales of November, December, and January, because we are basically preparing the gross profit till gross profit, or the profit for the year, the statement of profit and loss for the 3 months. Remember this. So the sales for the 3 months is going to be November, December, January. Sales is always recorded in the period to which it relates, Khatija. It has nothing to do when it is going to be paid. So add it up. 390,000 plus 450,000 plus 375,000. 1215 000 less cost of sales. Here I will write opening inventory, add purchases, less closing inventory. We will get the amount of gross profit, and then I will write less operating expenses. Operating expenses includes depreciation also. You can go for the depreciation together. That is 131,000 each month, including depreciation. 131,000 into 3, you will get the total of the operating expenses. Yes, yes, no, no, I will tell you. So first of all, I have to write the opening inventory. So opening inventory, how much it is going to be? The opening inventory of 1st November will be the closing inventory of October, right? Opening inventory of 1st November will be the closing inventory of October. So what is the closing inventory of October? 104,000. So 104,000 is the opening inventory, and I will write over here 104,000. Closing inventory at the end, we have to calculate that actually, because closing inventory means that we need to have closing inventory for 31st January. So have we given February? Not given. So how we are going to calculate then? Because February sales 40% off. So it means that we have to write the cost of sales directly, right? Because we don't have the inventory. Maybe it is given in the question if we just look at it. हाँ वो तो फिर कर ही लेंगे. मैं देख रहा हूँ कि शायद वो क्वेश्चन में हम फाइंड कर सकते हो. कितने नंबर का? जस्ट लेट मी सी. Let me check it out. Prepare the budget statement for the 3 months period ending 30 June. Start your answer with the all. वो तो with the gross profit start कर रहा है इसीलिए. ठीक है. So I will go with the less cost of sales directly, whatever has been calculated for November, December, and January. And for January, you have to find the cost of sales. You have already calculated, which is 2,50,000. So add it up. 260,000 plus 3 lakh plus 250,000. 260,000 plus 3 lakh plus 250,000. 810,000. So I will write here 810,000. No inventory is required because we can't do that actually, because we can't find the closing inventory. So what is the gross profit? 405,500. Now there is a problem. We have to add discount received. So that's why I have told you that it is better always to calculate the discount received. But I can do that in this question easily. How? You add it up, 272,000 plus 276,000 plus 280,000, and then you can multiply it with 1.5%. हाँ बताओ. 12420 is the discount received. Either you can do separately one by one, or you can 272,000 plus 276,000 plus 280,000 into 1.5%. But better way that you should have calculated it separately earlier. What is the amount? 12420 is the discount received. And now you have to subtract the expenses. Only one expense is given, that is operating expenses. And that is 131,000 multiplied by 3 for 3 months. How much it will come? 393,000. If you want to write depreciation separately, you can. If you want to write depreciation separately for 3 months, you can. What debts? So you will find the profit. How much it will come? 24442 is the profit for the 24420 is the profit for the year. If you want to write depreciation separately, you can. हाँ bad debts भी आएगा. Yes, yes. Okay. आपने पहले कैसे निकाल लिया फरीद? नहीं फरीद से कह रहा हूँ. वो मुझे बाहर है ना फिर. ये कौन आ गया? Okay. Bad debts. How much it is? Again, that's why we have to calculate bad debts also separately. So we can do that. Over here, 3,60,000 plus 4,20,000 plus 3,90,000 into 2%. Or you should calculate it separately. That is the best way. That you should calculate it separately. When you are doing this, write the bad debts first. G, what is the amount of total bad debts then? Very good. 23,400. And subtract it, you will find the profit for the year. What is profit for the year? Now, Ji Fahad, profit? What is the amount of bad debts? 21060. Okay. Okay. 21060. And what is the profit? Maybe he has calculated wrong. Profit is, you can calculate it profit on your own. No problem with that. 3360. Okay. So discount received, bad debts, depreciation, operating expenses, you can write either that way or whatever you follow, whatever you do, you can do that easily. Yes? Huh? Okay, okay. Okay, if you have any problem, you can ask me. Thank you very much. So we have done that again. Actually, now you can do easily October, November 1732, and tomorrow question also you can do that also again.